I haven't been out on a bike for a couple weeks now, out traveling. Some personal business. I did take my helmet, and I was hoping to get to ride one of those R18 BMWs, new ones. But unfortunately it rained the whole time. The weather forecast calls for snow in the Treasure Valley tomorrow. Even though it's about 44, 45 degrees, I decided to take the Royal Enfield out for a little blast. Tell you about something that is also cool. For the last few years, I've been hanging out with my Rocket 3 buddy, Mr. Bill. And I always knew Mr. Bill was a little different than the rest of them. The first time we went out to ride and go up this mountain, he was scraping everything, sparks were flying here and there, and going, holy cow, this guy, he's a monster on that bike. Well, every once in a while I'd peek over to some of the Rocket 3 forums they have. You know, peek over the fence, see what the neighbors are doing. And it's always very interesting. I didn't think a lot more about it until Mr. Bill invited me to go with him on the Rocket 3 ride across America this summer. It's basically 7 days we were out. I spent a good 5 days riding with a group of Rocket 3 riders, and it was eye-opening, folks, eye-opening. What they can do and what they will do with their bikes is amazing. I had a lot of fun, and I just couldn't imagine, you know, riding the bikes, hustling the bike through the curves like they did, blasting down 120 and 30 miles an hour in places, taking the bikes off-road. I mean, off-road. And most of them, they are Triumph Rocket 3s, but I would say most of the folks aren't really so much Triumph folks, they're Rocket 3 folks. To just say they came from a lot of different backgrounds. You know, it could have been Harleys, it could have been Gull Wings, it could have been anything, BMW, I don't know. But they found a niche with the Rocket 3. It's a kind of bike that they modify cosmetically, they modify mechanically, and they do all the different, everything that you could do with a bike and you wouldn't think they could do. It's an eye-opener. If you ever get a chance to ride with some of the Rocket 3 folks, then you ought to do that. So recently, it's a secret, I joined a couple of Rocket 3 forums. Yeah, they let me join even though I wasn't a Rocket 3 guy. I guess I am a Rocket 3 guy, just not a Rocket 3 owner, because it is one cool bike. And the best part of it is their riders are really a lot of fun to hang out with. If you were in high school, you went into the cafeteria, which table would you sit with? Would you sit with a quiet table? They just were eating their lunch and didn't say anything, or did you go to the table where they were having a lot of fun? I like the table where they're having a lot of fun, and that's the Rocket 3 owners. Men and women will ride the wheels off those things. If you don't, that's just a a suggestion. If you're going out and tooling with a Rocket 3 guy and you think he's a typical or stereotypical Aspen cage rider, Gold Wing rider, or big BMW touring bike, folks, you're going to be wrong. They drag race them, they cross them around turns, they do everything with those bikes. And it's a big club. I mean, they get together and they have a lot of fun. So that's all I have to say on what getting all the stink off of me. But so long for today.